Hello, one and all, I'm GrimpaulCheese, and welcome back to Dark Souls. So, when we last left off, we were before Big Hat Logan himself and his apprentice, Capman. So, we'll ignore Capman since he had no shiny thing to offer us, and we'll talk to his master that everyone aspires to be. Everyone wants his hat, most likely me. So let's have a good old talk with him, shall we?
Hello there. I was expecting you. As promised, I will share my sorceries. I'm afraid that you are unable to learn sorcery. The basic framework, you see, it cannot be taught. Oh, do not fret. Life isn't all about sorcery. You will find your own way. Don't frown with regret. Peer forward, with your head high.
So what he's going on about there is, I don't have an intelligence of 15. It's like I should completely forgot about actually until just now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm most likely just going to disappear ever so slightly, and I'm just going to go back to Analondo and kill a few of those ever so wonderful knights. So I'll be right back with a bunch of souls. So I'm back with 110,000 souls. So let's have a look if that would actually do something relating to the intelligence. So will that do anything? Well, I need 5,000 more. Okay, so what I'm gonna do then is I am in fact going to consume a few souls just to lessen the margin ever so slightly. So where's a hero soul? So we've got 3 souls as a hero. We don't have a greater hero or anything like that, so we'll just use one of them. How much does that give us? That should give us about 10,000? Yeah, 10,000. Okay, that'll do. So with a nice lovely 10,000 souls been plumped into us, let's get 15 intelligence. There we go. So now we should be able to walk back to the bonfire, and we should be able to talk to Big Hat Logan because he's like, oh my god, you're suddenly intelligent! Who could have guessed? Let me be your friend. Here, have everything I own. Hopefully. I want his hat. Oh, good old friend Zeekmeyer's still here, is he? Oh, okay. So that means our good old friend should still be here. He's sitting right there, of course. So hello.
Hello there. Glad to see you alive. Oh. It seems you've come quite a way. Excellent. You're certainly ready. I shall teach you sorceries.
Brilliant! So now he'll be able to teach us a certain special sorceries which happen to be homing soul mass. Now, homing soul mass is a very interesting ability in itself, developed by Big Hat Logan himself, via homing soul mass. Life originates in the soul, no wonder the soul mass is drawn to it. This sorcery is a window into the Seeker Logan's methods. So he looks into one soul to look at things, and he gives us the very basic things, and nothing more, so it just allows us to do that. So that's quite nice.
Heading out, are you? I too will leave soon. Undead or no, I shan't stay here forever. You have great potential. Don't go and die over nothing.
Well, we won't chug ourselves off a cliff anytime soon, unless we get invaded, of course, and that's obviously the most honourable thing we can do right about there. So have you got anything else to say to us, our good old sir, good old friend, good old aspiring Mr. Hatman?
Hello there. You really are very diligent. I quite understand. Study is invigorating.
It truly, truly is. So I'll leave you be for now, since we've got nothing really to talk about. You're rather a lone individual, and I like that in you. I like your hat too. It's ever so wide-brimmed.
Heading out, are you? I too will leave soon. Undead or no, I shan't stay here forever. You have great potential. Don't go and die over nothing.
No, I won't. I won't. Well, not just yet, anyway. So, we have spoken to nearly everyone in the bonfire place. We could speak to our good old friend right about here. We haven't spoken to him in a while. You know, the guy that really likes us, and I really like him. Oh, what am I doing? I'm so unsociable. Got my weapon drawn. God, we can't have had anyone thinking less of us now, can we? So, hello. I forget what your name is, Grape Swamp Man. How you doing?
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe, as always. If you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
That's wonderful. Now, we might want to buy a few of these, mainly just to have them, but the word is, do I really want them one about now? Let me think. Do I? Most likely I do. Actually, I might want the Iron Flesh or Iron Sweat? What ones do I want? No, the Flash Sweat. Yes, Flash Sweat is something I want, yes. I'll take that for now. Might as well take a combustion or fire, but what one do I want? I won't take any of that. Can you modify my pyromancy flame? Yes, you can. That's good to upgrade it a few bits. I'll try to get it maximized as much as possible, and then you can see what happens when it actually is maximum. Done is, it'd be a giant pyromancy flame. There we go, it was all done. Have you got anything new to say to me, my good old druid-like friend?
My teacher, whom I imagine still resides in the Great Swamp, had a funny way of putting it. He said that pyromancy is the ultimate fantasy. We are born into dark and warmed by fire, but this fire we cannot touch. Those whose fascination with fire persists learn to hold it in their own hand. He rather had a way with words, the old withering frog.
That's a rather interesting way to put it. So those that cannot get their own flame, they make an artificial one for themselves. That's something we should all keep a note for later.
In this land, pyromancers earn a certain respect. The Witch of Izalith, one of the legendary lords, is the godmother of pyromancy. So the day I became undead, I was ecstatic. I felt as if I'd been chosen to attune myself to the ancient arts. Of course, it wasn't all that romantic in the end.
Of course it isn't. It never really is it?
A pyromancer's flame is a part of his own body. The flame develops right along with his skill. When I gave you that flame, I gave you a part of myself. Please take good care of it.
Oh, I will. I'll take care of it. I won't chuck into a bonfire for the later for eternity. I'll never do that. Not for you. In fact, because I like you. Well, I don't have anything to give you.
Come back if you find anything new.
I will, but I don't have anything to give you right about now. If I did, I would lay it by your feet so you can nick it when I disappear. Obviously, you should never take it while I'm right here. It'd be, well, kind of rude. Now, we could go to talk to good old friend right about now, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that right about now. Why? Well, that triggers a whole new bunch of things, and the clerics are once again back all the way here. None of them have anything interesting to say. That one's still a bit thick, one of them's still a bit uppity, and the woman, of course, thinks, well, I shouldn't distract her from her true mission. Now, there's a place I want to go. I want to go very specifically. 2 places. Now, one of the places happened to be back up where that bird was. The bird as ever so washing down on everyone at the bonfire. And, in fact, all the way back up here. Now, you may remember, I ran past a dragon. Now, the dragon himself will not come back unless I go... Well, won't try and attack me unless I go back on the bridge. Now, we don't have any plans to go on the bridge, mind you. We have a plan with the statue. Hello, Mr. Man. Goodbye, Mr. Man. And wow, we just destroyed him. You'd think we would kill his friend right about here with just a single blow. But we did break his shield, then just basically cut along his nice ab line. Ooh, a titanite shard. Nice. How wonderful. And then there's you. You know, you do nothing to me now, and you just die just like that. It's a bit saddening, really. Once I had some sort of respect for you. Not much, mind you, but it was ever so slight. Now, all the way down here, you're probably wondering, where the hell am I going? Grim, why are you going all the way back down here? I mean, you have no business here, right? What'd you drop? A titanite shard. Oh, I'm hoping you dropped your shield. Would have been wonderful. But I have no business here. I want to go to the swamp, don't I? We will go to the swamp after I have my business. Now, I'm not going to kill all of these people, even though I actually do want to show you what that body is. It's been a bit of a few videos, I'd say I'd go to it eventually. And this happens to be eventually, but that's not the purpose of why I'm here. Well, would even stack me, stab me in the arse. I would stack if someone stacked me in the arse with a nice pokey stick, but that's just me personally. Now, I'm kiting everyone up here for no reason at all. For once, actually is no real reason. I want to go get this body and ignore everyone else around here. And here we go. We got some alluring skulls. And we'll just leave these people be as we go down, well, all the way down here. Now, you remember what a Black Knight was? The Black Knight that was on top of his watchtower watching the world as it, well, went on by? Yes, the knight that had a sword. Well, below here, if you remember, happened to be a nice bonfire. Now, the bonfire, well, we set all the enemies for us, that is, if you actually let me. It won't be because people are here. People are evil. People don't understand that this place is sacred. This place should not be interrupted. Especially you. You don't understand such things, do you? No, you never would. And because of that, the bonfires, there we go. It's right back as rain again. And all the bodies just disappear. It's wonderful when you just take a nap, everything just disappears. Now, the main reason why I'm here is not to pest these people who are down, depressed about why this happened. We're here to talk to Solitaire. Hello, Soltaire! How are you doing, my good friend?
Oh, hello there. Forgive me. I was just pondering about my poor fortune. I did not find my own son, not in Anor Londo, nor in Twilight Blight Town. Where else might my son be? Lost Asylum? Or the tomb of the Grave Lord? But I cannot give up. I became undead to pursue this. But when I peer at the sun up above, it occurs to me, what if I am seen as a laughingstock? As a blind fool without reason? Well, I suppose they wouldn't be far off.
I don't see it like that. We'll have our dreams, our pursuits. Mind you, as yours is a bit strange, you wish to dominate the sun and become the sun yourself, but I shouldn't stop you. In fact, what you should do is go to Lost Asylum. In fact, I'll meet you there if you happen to, well, wander across all the way down there. I'm sure we will have a good old jolly time together.
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
So do I. So do I. I wish I could be as grossly incandescent, shine high above, like destiny itself. But one day, me and you will become destiny. Me and you. So there's another reason why we came here, and that is for this statue. Or don't have enough faith. I don't think I have enough faith, yes. No, I don't. No. That's kind of a shame. I wonder if I need 25 faith then. I probably do. But either way, we met Soltaire, and we know his next heading. He goes to Asylum. And in fact, we might meet him there. The word is might. And in fact, I will continue with my merry journey. Because originally, I want to go back to the swamp and just, well, collect everything that I've missed, because there's a few things that I did not get, because I wanted to rush through the place because it's ever so perilous and ever so awful. So we'll walk back to the depths. I don't know when the depths will spawn, but we'll check nevertheless, and we'll make our way down ever so slightly. What I might do is, I don't think any of you want to watch me go down it again, is I will turn off the recording, and I will, well, come back to it when I actually come back. Actually, before I go, I will show you something quickly. Something that has changed. Now, but you're wondering what has changed in the sewers. I mean, nothing ever changes in the sewers. Things just flow by. Nothing, well, it's different never happens. It's the same old crap that flows through, right? Well, that is true. Lots of the same old crap does fly on through, and no one knows where it goes once it goes down. The ever waterfall that we all hate, that we all dread, of eventually going down, that we call fate and death. But nevertheless, a good friend of ours, a friend that used to dwell right here, has moved. He doesn't dwell here no more. As you can see, it's empty. Lonely. Abandoned. Finally, I've made it! Huzzah! And we got an auto. Huzzah! Brilliant! So, from this bonfire, we can get a few more loot. To be specifically, I think 3 items that I missed. And the way we get these items is not by going any conventional path. We actually have to do a small bit of parkour. The bit of parkour that we have to do happens to be right here. Now, there's no other way to get here, sadly. No stairway, no ladder. And if you don't think you can make this gap, well, take off your armor, become naked like I, and you can literally do as such. Now, getting his body can be a slight bit of an issue, especially if you're using keyboards, since one slight misstep and you could fall down to your death. So you need to be careful about that. Now, what else is around here? Since I actually haven't been down here, I think only been down here once. And that was a very long time ago. And we got, a shadow gear. Nice. I forgot all about that. Let's have a look at the shadow gear, shall we? So, the armor should be around here somewhere. Now, if I go from the bottom upwards, that'd be a bit quicker, I believe. And am I correct? We'll soon see. Yes, I am. Right, so we got a shadow mask. Black cloth mask worn by spooks from an eastern land, designed so it's not to hinder a unique form of martial arts. While it sacrifices defense for the sake of greater mobility, it does offer resistance to bleeding and poison among other things, perhaps due to the nature of their duties. And this is basically the same thing, and the nature of espionage, that's what it says there, and that, nope, same thing and same thing, it's just, yeah. So the armor itself is actually quite decent for its rate. As you can see, it is nothing at all. And if you look at it, one second, if we equip at it, give me a moment. See, we go all the way back to it, and we did a bit of equipping. We could look like a ninja. I mean, if we really wanted to look like a ninja, mind you. But ninjas are so cool. I mean, they're just in every single Japanese anime. Doesn't we look like a ninja outfit? It just looks something from an anime, mind you. But we will not be using it merely because, we're not really one of those people who are, looking for some light, easy clothing. We're looking for something that makes us look nice and pretty. After all, fashion means everything. God, I'm acting like I'm homosexual, one of those stereotypes, you know what I mean? So, nevertheless, we shall go with the Silver Knight stuff. So, you remember this lovely squid man, don't you? Well, you remember when I had some trouble thinking about how I can get past him? Turns out I was a stupid idiot, or however you want to call me, stupid, ignorant. You don't all have to agree with me at once, you know, but either way, apparently, if you go on this long ladder of doom, you happen to come across the very way you get to solve this issue. And it all happens to be right here, all along what is ever so lovely rotten pathway. That happens to, go into here. And I bet you're wondering, where is here? Well, here takes us to some nice, lovely, rotten friends of ours. These lovely ghouls, I think they're called. Or inbreds, as I like to call them. Okay, you need to stop that. There we go. Now, if we go down this ladder, we go to this little, aqueduct-like area. That's been so unused for such a long, long time. As you can see, there is the Octopus Man. Now, if I take a drink, I can actually attack him without problem. Like, for example, swish, swash. There we go, it's now dead. It just took just doing that. And it's now dead, and I can get this lovely, lovely corpse. Now, what was the point of doing all of that for this corpse? You got the power within. Perhaps one of the most powerfulest pyromancies in the game. It's arguably the powerfulest, but regarding all it does is amazing. Power within. Pyromancy of Caramine, who harnessed the power flame to actualize the inner self. Short strength, endurance boost, but lose HP. Excessive power eats away the life force of the caster. And, like all dangerous spells, power within was kept secret for aeons. Or eons. I wouldn't say it, eons. But, yeah, so that's one of the more powerful pyromancies. And I will be right back with the next sort of loot. So, I made my way all the way down here, mainly to, go to Quaylag's domain, as there's nothing more I can really get in Blighttown itself. There's a lot to get in the swamp, but I'm not too keen on exploring the swamp just yet. I mainly wanted to get the stuff in the Blighttown, so I never have to go there ever again. Let me just get rid of all these things along the way. Now, why am I going to Quaylag's domain? Because I want to activate a bonfire, because I didn't activate a bonfire when I was in there. And then I get poisoned. Oh, god damn it, I'm now poisoned. Wonderful, so let's just quickly make our way across before, the poison consumes us utterly and entirely. It requires us to ever so waddle here and there. I mean, our stamina runs out. What does it say? Here! That's for something else later. I shouldn't really concern ourselves with that, since that's meant to indicate, when we trigger something else. Oh god. Also, I'd like to note that those things, those giants of boulders, that's the word. They don't drop anything in particular. If you can try and kill them all day long, it's not worth it in the slightest. So now that I'm in here, what I will do is, that's a menu. This is the menu, isn't it? Yes, it is. Let's take some purple moss clumps for the time being. There we go. So we're going to explore all the way down to the bottom, where there's a bonfire. Now that bonfire, once we trigger it, will in fact lead us back to Firelink, which is where I want to go for the time being, and give Frampt his lovely, lovely bowl. Well, we're meant to give Frampt the bowl so he can guide us along our quote-unquote destiny, even I don't think it's a destiny in the slightest. I think it's just something that's just thrown at the first person they come across. It's like, you're kind of vaguely capable of handling yourself. Do this! Kill my father! Why? Because destiny says so! It's not because you hate him or have father issues. No! No! Why'd you suggest such a thing? No reason. No reason in the slightest. It's just like it just came across that way. You know, it turns out, as soon as it's all over, you know, Guinevere and Frampt will go off and get married. Cool, could you imagine their children? Now, I think it might be either this bonfire or one just slightly a few steps away. Hello, my lady. I'm here just to take a bit of a nap. You don't mind me napping next to you? No, of course you're not. You're not even conscious right now, so let's just leave you be. I'll leave you alone with your good old servant, Manfred. I don't know his real name. I think it is Eagle-Eye. I think it is. I cannot be sure. So either way, we're going to go past here. Now, we're going to go into the belly of the beast right about now. In the belly of the beast happens to be, well, something very, very interesting. As you can see, look at all these Eggmen. Welcome to the Demon Ruins. All these Eggmen are friendly because they're the servants of, well, the mistress upstairs. Now, the thing that makes me very interested in general is these people right here are the only creatures in the game that aren't hollow. Now, it's arguably that Orstein and Smoke aren't hollow regarding how well they work together and how competent they are, but regarding how these people react and not like mercilessly killing me, they're just more worshipping unless they are completely enthralled in that lady's beauty, which is once again quite, well, reasonable. So let's see if I teleport away from here. Does this work as a thing? There we go. Oh, Daughter of Chaos. It did work, actually. So we can always come back down here whenever we want. We don't have to go all the way through Blighttown. That's mainly why I came down here. It's because walking all the way back and forth can be a bit of a pain in the ass half the time. So what we're going to do is go to Firelink. I'm just happy that we no longer have to go through Blighttown. That place just makes my capture just lag like anything. And also sometimes causes me to crash. I've not noticed that before, though. So, now that we're in Firelink, well, we should do multiple things. Now, as you can see right here, our good old friend Zeekmar is no longer here. Where he's gone? Well, he probably, well, went off to, well, to the Great Swamp, like you said before. Our friend is still there, and he will be there for time being, actually. The way you get rid of the majority of the merchants is by buying everything they have in their inventory. Like, for example...
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe. As always, if you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
That's quite nice. Now, if we, in particular, buy every single item in his inventory, he will venture off. He'll have new ideals as he has nothing else to give me. He'll look for new things. After all, he's here to find the godmother, or the, whatever he said, the goddess of pyromancies, and hoping he'll find something new. Well, that's the overall plan of his, but what we'll do is just buy everything of his, just to, well, have it for completion's sake. So now he has nothing to give us. And if we talk to him...
A pyromancer's flame is a part of his own body. The flame develops right along with his skill. When I gave you that flame, I gave you a part of myself. Please take good care of it.
I believe I already said that, so if we leave him for a moment...
Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new.
Now, I think he has different conversation topics now.
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe. As always, if you provide the material...
Yes, I already know that. Now, if we talk to him...
No,
he doesn't say anything new. I thought he did. That's my bad. But with all merchants, no matter who they are or what they are, aside from the blacksmiths, they all will just, well, go off on their own little journeys. After all, the crestfallen warrior went on his own little journey, after all. So, we need to go talk to Frampt. Now, right now, Frampt is, well, sleeping. Well, to me, there's always one way you can always wake a sleeping serpent, and that would either be lightning or some sort of throwing knife. I do have a throwing knife, good. So, Frampt, I am here for your attention only. Wake up! Now he is awake. So if you ever see a sleeping snake, throw a knife at it. He'll surely just wake up and give you a nice big cuddle that won't suffocate you or break your neck or spine or try and eat you in any shape, way or form. Or poison you. But I don't think Fram's is like that, are you? You creepy git, are you? I mean, look at his eyes. He doesn't look like he slept in a while. I should have really let him sleep and just walked away. But I need this bow. I have this bow. You told me to go and get it, and now I have it.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel. After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you. Forgive me. I really should calm down. Now, let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still. This is the Firelink chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lord Vessel on the altar.
So, as you heard from me, I was actually rather surprised that we actually managed to do it, which confirms my actual thoughts of they actually said it to any old person, which happens to be true. It's like, oh my god, you actually did it! I totally expected to do it. No, I didn't expect you to do it in the slightest, did I? And as you can see, there's the strange-looking thing that he is. He has a very long neck. Where are we, anyway? I mean, there doesn't seem to be actually any proper location to actually get here. What is that entirely right there? There's just a bunch of cups. This place is very confusing. I've never really understood the design of this place. I actually know that there's a slight glitch. If you chuck yourself off this cliff right here, right, but you manage to get yourself wormed in between a wall and the something else, I can't remember if it's the branch or this little stairway right about here, and you immediately quit at the exact specific time, this door right here, which happens to be the door of the Lord Vessel, will open, and you can, well, proceed to the end of the game. And that is a spoiler, I do admit, that the end of the game is literally right through that door. Let me just place the Lord Vessel down. Now, what you just saw in that cutscene was Lord Vessel was breaking all of the doors that we couldn't go in before, which were technically endgame bosses and sort. So, we get a bonfire right here, and, well, we can offer souls to Lord Vessel. We do not have any Lord Souls to give. What are Lord Souls? Well, hopefully, our good old friend Framt here will explain all of it to us. If he doesn't, I'll just explain it for us.
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, in your next task. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lord Vessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return. Stay still for a moment.
Just look at those flappy whiskers. Why can't I have flappy whiskers like that? But as he said, we need to go kill, well, the foremost brilliant souls in the world. Basically the foremost powerful creatures in the universe, and we must, well, become as powerful as Lord Gwyn once was, when he bestowed, well, all the power and all the locks down before he went missing, so to say. So that's basically what we need to do, and, well, I would end the video here, but I want to go and do something, so that shouldn't take too much time. Now, the thing is, what I was talking about earlier with Guinevere, is Guinevere in particular, she is the daughter of Lord Gwyn, correct? So wouldn't you think she's one of the more powerfulest creatures in this world? Well, that's what I would think myself, and the fact that they didn't actually say anything about her is very suspicious to me personally. Maybe she's perhaps going to be the evil creature that tried to usurp Lord Gwyn the entire time. Perhaps, perhaps. Now, all the way up here, you should remember the nest. Now, the nest, once I can get across, I cannot. God damn it. Actually hurt a lot. Ow. So, as we're down here, I might as well show you these chests. I was trying to save this for later. But down here, we have 6 homeward bones. We have a Morning Star and a Talisman. So that's a very base equipment a cleric starts off with. A Morning Star and a Talisman. The Morning Star's alright, and the Talisman allows you to cast miracles. And all the way over here happens to be, I think, a very unique item. Yes, the cracked red eye orbs. I don't think we came across any of those yet. Now, the cracked red eye orbs are not like the black eye orb at all. Well, it kind of are. It invades another creature, another human player in another universe. Defeat the master of the world where you have invaded to acquire humanity. The cracked red eye orb allows players to temporarily imitate the ability normally limited to dark raves of Karf. I think it's Karf or Karf. I probably sound like an idiot saying that. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's been a very long time since I heard how it's pronounced. So, red eye orbs are one-use items that allow you to invade other players, and that is how invaders invade you. And we also got the Talisman and the Morning Star. Let's quickly go find it. Also ignore these swords I gathered. Whereas I didn't have a look at the Ayato. Well, the Ayato. I've learned to pronounce it. Katana fought in the Eastern Land. Katana drawn from the scarab at lightning speed using the Ayachu technique. Ayachu allows the wielder to charge forward to swiftly cut down their foe's distance, or the distant foes. So the sword itself is actually quite decent, really good dexterity scaling, and very good stat requirement. There's better katanas out there, mind you, but this is just one of the very basic ones. So we're not going to use that for the time being. And here is the Morning Star. Hammer with a sharp spike on his pommel. One of the more barbaric cleric weapons. Uniquely, this hammer inflicts thrusting and causes bleeding damage, because of the many spikes it does. And then we need to go all the way down to the bottom to have a look at the Talisman. Medium for casting miracles of the gods. Standard talisman issued by common believers. Equip the talisman to cast miracles, attune miracles from the scroll at a bonfire. Most miracles have a limited number of uses. Now, talismans in this game are very interesting. As you can see, it's got B-faith requirements, or, well, no, perimeter, shall we say. Now, the very interesting thing about talismans is as you get more and more faith, some talismans become less and less useful. They don't scale as well as future talismans. The same thing goes towards catalysts. So, depending on what your faith is, you might not get the best talisman for the amount of faith that you actually have, since it only scales up to a certain point and then doesn't scale anymore from that point onwards. This happens to be a very bad, well, talisman to have, it is. It's not the best, but hopefully one day we will have the best. Now we're in the graveyard, something I've been trying to avoid for a very long time. I do not want to lurk in the graveyard, as it's very... Oh, Lloyd's Talisman. Oh, I thought I would get that earlier, but apparently I did not. Now, the Lloyd's Talisman is actually very interesting. Talisman utilized by the All-Father Lloyd's Cleric Knights to hunt down the undead. Blocks Estus recovery within a limited area. In the outside world, undead are cursed creatures, and Lloyd's Clerics Knights are widely praised for the undead hunts. This blessed talisman blocks undead recovery, allowing the knights to fight with impunity. Which makes us think. So, obviously the All-Father is the father of all gods, and he hates undead. And regarding that he is related to Gwyn, what does that say about his thoughts regarding Gwyn and his children and his servants and all of that? Makes you think, doesn't it? So that's that, and now we need to get out of the graveyard. Hopefully we don't trigger any of the... Yes, we did. So, say hello to skeletons. Skeletons constantly respawn. They never die, which is a very annoying factor, and the only way you can escape them is by going to the bonfire, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, and they'll follow us endlessly until then. Very annoying creatures, unless you have a divine weapon. Now, divine weapons are very hard to come by, unless you got the ember for it. So that's over and done with. Now, hopefully, if I go up the elevator now, I'll be able to go... well, to the bird's nest as I once was able to get to. Sorry about that, I had to quick swallow. So, all the way up these steps is this lovely elevator. This ever so lovely elevator has served us, well, many uses in the past to get here and back to the cathedral, and for the third time, up here. So, the main problem with this is you need to be very precise about how you jump. There we go. Now we need to be careful not to accidentally slip off the ever so mossy stone this happens to be. So I bet you're wondering why I want to go for the bird's nest. I mean, do I want to kill the bird? Well, that would actually be wonderful if I could kill the bird, but it does prevent me from doing the thing I would like to do. So if I sit up and curl like a ball, I mean, afterwards, it's a very good hobby to have. If you don't like curling like a ball like this, well, it's clearly something wrong with you. I mean, why not just curl like a ball every now and then? Aside from when you're actually down in the dumps and actually depressed, where you curl up in a fetal position, drunk, crying yourself to sleep. But hopefully that doesn't be the case, and we're just here while pretending to be an egg. I mean, who doesn't like pretending to be an egg? Now, this is what I want to happen. Now, you may recognize this place. You may, because this is the beginning of the game. Now, the beginning of the game is not like how we left it. Ever since we killed the creature, well, things have gone ever so haywire. The friends that we once had, we don't want shadow leggings, we want silver knight leggings, there we go. Yeah, so the friend we killed, and all the friends we had, have, well, gone loose, since there's no one to keep them in check. So here they are, and they're here to greet us with fire. Now, they mean to burn us horribly, so there's only one thing we can really do towards these people, and that's to burn them alive. With our sword, by cutting through them, and hopefully the torch lands on them and burns them to a crisp. Now, mind you, they're not as powerful as us, and they never will be because they have gone hollow, and they have long ceased to be in this world. When their brains, I mean, they cannot comprehend the simple things. I mean, they don't even know what the fingers do anymore. Obviously know how to carry torches, but that's probably the last thing they'll probably ever do, as we saw right there. And also, there are people here. Now, as you can see, these people are attacking us. Now, as I said before, the floor itself has become unstable. I am not going to go into the floor, because the floor will collapse. I do not wish to enter such a collapsible domain. Now, because we decided to go to the side, we triggered this man. Now, normally, if we went down the side, we collapsed to the floor, they'll jump down to us and probably stab us by doing a lunging attack. So that's the only thing they're capable of doing is, well, killing, murdering, and probably feasting on human flesh. Or undead flesh, how you want to see it. So there's two reasons why I came back. The two reasons happen to be, well, one of them happens to be, we have friends. Do you remember the Black Knights? Well, they have populated this, well, prison. Apparently they are all throughout the world, and they are, well, mainly here. Now, they're a lot powerful than the other ones we came across, mainly because they have a lot more defense. But sadly, they should go down in a 1, 2, 3 motion. Like that. We took quite a bit of damage. Oh, we got a red titanite chunk and their sword. Once again, like normal Black Knights, they never respawn. They only live once. It's like they're mainly spiritual entities rather than physical creatures that dwell on this world. It's rather interesting if you ask me. Now, there's also another issue we have around about here. Do you remember this friend of ours? Well, he's come back in the land of the living. He is no longer sane. He is now hollow, more hollow than anything else we ever came across. But this one's going to be a lot harder to take care of, since he actually is slightly strong, mainly because he's actually got a good set of armor and a good, well, 1,000 health. But just like everyone else, he dies just like that. And that is the end of that man. Once again, like everyone else, he will never respawn. He's one of the few unique individuals of this place. Now, what we got from him was a crest shield. Now, the crest shield is no other way to get it otherwise from getting it from him, and it's not too good in the sense. Reading from the wrong bit then. Shield of a nameless knight, likely a high-ranking knight of the store. One of the enchanted blue shields. The crest shield greatly reduces magic damage. It is true, mind you, 80%, but that's basically the same as our shield right about here. As you can see, 80%. So, if you want a larger shield, but you don't want like the heaviness of this shield, it's actually a pretty good shield to have. But the main reason why we came here is for that item right there. So let's go and get it, shall we? Now, this does involve us going all the way back up here, but unlike before... I was going to say unlike before there wasn't a boulder, but apparently there still is a boulder. Apparently someone lugged it all the way back up here. It was you, wasn't it? That's the only thought process that goes through your brain, and it's by moving a boulder up and down the stairs. It's like playing conkers with giant metal cannonballs. Cool, could you imagine the broken limbs that could come from playing conkers? I don't know if conkers are still a thing nowadays. It probably shows how, well, long it's been since I've been a young, person. So, hello! You are most certainly going to die, well, just like that. These people really don't show any threat, they don't do any damage at all, and they practically have less than 100 health to really spare to a mighty club of metal. And, well, there's actually 2 instead of 1 right about now, so one of them decided to loot the dead body we killed before, and they actually did quite a bit of health, didn't they? Oh, you got a shield, so this doesn't matter. And there we go. What I mean, he's got a spear. Because he's got a spear, he's just going to be cowardly. Because he's going to be right. I'm going to wait until you open, and then I'm going to stab you. I'm going to stick it into your gut and just spin it round. But he didn't. He was just simple man. Now, we came all this way, mainly for this item in particular. A rusted iron ring. Now, if we didn't have tendencies before, we do now. Why? Because it's a rusted iron ring. We're literally just putting it on our finger. It's going to cut us up like anything. But either way, if we look at it, this iron ring was used to shackle the guilty. It's terribly rusted, faintly stained with blood. Those who find strange ring to like it will be pleased to find it easier to gain footing on poor ground such as swamps. So remember that we get slowed in swamps, we do not move our normal speed. This ring solves that problem. Any water we come across gets immediately solved with that ring. It's a beautiful, lovely ring that we want and we need. Now, before we leave back to the land of the living, well, not really the living, back into the land of where the not-so-dead are, we want to go back to our prison cell. Because in our prison cell, we happen to miss a very specific item. I bet you're wondering, what the hell am I on about? What item am I talking about? The item itself is something that doesn't pop up until you, well, come back to this place. And unfortunately, it is guarded by very specific individuals which we have fought in the past. It happened to be guarded by 2 black knights. There's one in the prison cell and one guarding the corridor. So let's say hello to our friend once again. Let's kill him with the very metal he's comprised of. You know, I'm unsure if these creatures are in fact human, or if they're just giant suits of armor, regarding their more of a physical presence than an actual physical one. It'd be very interesting to know, to find out, to discover what it's truly like to be one of these giant black knights that tower over every single human being. But sadly, none of them are slightly sane enough to find out. We're getting a lot of black swords, aren't we? Get very disappointed. Now, there should be a person in the cell, unless I'm completely mistaken. I am mistaken entirely. So, there's 2 black knights guarding this place, and the reason why they're guarding this place is because someone decided to collapse in this cell. Now, they had a peculiar doll. Now, the peculiar doll happens to be a key. I bet you're wondering, why is it a key? Well, there was once an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly and eventually drawn into a cold, lonely, painted world. So that's something we should keep in mind. Do you remember the painting? A painting that we could interact with. Now, this may test your memory if you've been watching my videos, or even if you just, well, just thinking about it generally. The painting, in particular, is an Anor Londo, and it unlocks that painting, and we can enter the artist's mind when they created it. I'm going to go back to the bonfire, and, well, I'm going to end the video since, well, I've probably been going on for about 30-40 minutes now. I am unsure about how long this video will actually be. So either way, I want you all to take care of yourselves, and hopefully see you next time. So goodbye.